only on DSTV.
Karibu tena, unaendelea kutazama Citizen Debates ambapo tunazidi tu kuzungumzia masuala ya eneo bunge la Lang'ata, eneo ambalo limevutia wagombeaji 11. Hapa studioni tuko na 7. Tumezungumzia masuala ya maji na unyakuzi wa ardhi. Sasa tunataka kuingia katika suala la matumizi ya fedha za CDF.
Lakini kabla tuingie hapo, we are getting a lot of feedback from many of you watching. Remember, the SMS line is 22422 and #Citizen Debate. Douglas Wakihuri says, ask your candidates about the C1 line passing through the Gong Road forest. So that's one interesting one. Let me read one here from an engineer. Lucy Mutinda, you say, you're watching the debate. We can't talk about water without talking about sanitation, toilets, sewerage, etc. Do the candidates understand how much poor sanitation, lack of toilets costs Lang'ata or Nairobi in terms of healthcare? You'd like a comment on that as well. And we'll keep reading your feedback even as we continue. But as Mashirima mentioned, it's now all about budgeting and utilization of CDF. How do they plan to do it? And Madam Jepkemboi, I want to start with you on that one. Over the last 3 years, Lang'ata constituency has received a cumulative figure of about 411 million Kenya shillings as CDF allocation. What are your thoughts on how this has been used, and what would be your key priorities for CDF should you become the next MP? Hebu tueleze tafadhali.
What will I?
What will be your plan?
My plan?
Yes, for CDF utilization.
My plan, I will. Nitaweka public participation, ndio kitu ya kwanza. Vile nitakuwa na organize whole meetings. Let them say what they want. Kenya wanataka. Nitaanza na hizo zenye wanataka. Because I can't go there nianze niseme nataka kujenga shule, kuna vitu zinafaa zijengwe.
Lakini wakati umekuwa ukikampaign, I'm sure umeongea na wao, wanakuambia vipi? Wanakuambia ukiingia tufanyie hivi kwa ukianza, wanakuambia vipi?
Right now, Lang'ata hatuna kitu kama TVET. Hiyo ndio ya kwanza, hiyo ndio kitu nitaanza kujenga, kitu inaitwa TVET. And we don't have in Lang'ata hata polytechnic yenyewe hatuna. Hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza nitakiin kwa hiyo. And then zingine sasa nitaweka hiyo public participation. Hawa wenyewe waseme Kenya wanataka. What they want. And then ya pili nitarudi kwa ile issue ya maji. That's why nimesema mimi nitakuwa solution kwa watu wa Lang'ata. Lang'ata nitajenga tank. Na hiyo tu because I know that's
utajenga
tank ya maji.
Tank ya maji,
Yes. Na hiyo pesa, but I know nimekwambia nitaenda kuwauliza what they want, but I know wenyewe wanataka hiyo tank ya maji because
asante.
Yes.
Watakusimamisha hapo.
Na Tom, kwa upande wako hizo fedha ambazo wametaja Wahiga katika miaka mitatu iliyopita, milioni 411, je, umehisi kuwa pesa hizi zimetumika vilivyo na kuwasaidia wakazi wa eneo bunge la Lang'ata?
Mashirima, thank you so much. I think I would want to look at this differently.
Please speak closer to the microphone.
I think I want to look at this differently. I do not want to pretend to know if the audits have been done, because we've tried reading them, we didn't get them. But what I know is between March to date, the CDF fund has been given 54 million Kenya shillings. That one I know. So what I can talk about is not basically how they have used the money, because I think that's the Auditor General's work. But what I'm going to do when I get there with the CDF, obviously, is to get better public schools. Yesterday's meeting at Tangaza, there was a young man who complained that public schools in high-rise ward, there's only one. So that is one of the things we're going to do. The second thing, health is devolved, and health is everything. We're going to look at raising the dispensaries to a level 3 or level 4. There's some which are level 3, level 4. And we want this intervention, we want these hospitals to be able to intervene for the senior citizens for quick checkups. Then, of course, His Excellency, the 5th Raila Odinga said that there will be no school fees in his manifesto. So I don't think I'll spend time sending money on bursaries. That money can be rerouted somewhere else. Yeah. So we're going to give training, like my sister here said, vocational training is very important because those are some of the things which keep you going. Because CBC
Yes.
has brought this, so we will just carry it to the next level. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll stop you there. Jalango, same question to you. 411 million Kenya shillings. Has it been used properly in your view, from what you've heard from residents over the last 3 years? And what would you do differently? What would be your priorities?
I'm even surprised that that amount has been sent to Langata because you can't see it anywhere. First thing, I believe in participatory leadership and organizing town halls, just the way my sister there has said, that we are able to now involve Langata residents on what are the priorities. You can't come and say, I'll do this, I'll do this. No, let them also tell you what do they want. I want to be a partner with Langata residents so that we can solve solutions together, not coming up and saying what I'm going to do, yet maybe that's not what they want to be done. Joash Olum is the only public school in high-rise, just like my brother here said. We need to get more public schools in a place like high-rise, definitely. Improve our sanitations because the number of mortality in Langata right now is crazy. The numbers are bad, more so in our informal sectors, and definitely starts with sanitation and the standards of living. So that one will be a key thing for me so that we can start making Langata a better place, but involve the people of Langata themselves in a participatory way for them to actually be part of you, and they decide what they want done, not you coming and saying, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do that.
Na asante sana Osman, upande wako unadhani hizi pesa umeziona jinsi ambavyo zimetumika? Unaweza kusema kwamba kumekuwa na maendeleo ya kufana katika eneo bunge la Langata, na iwapo utachukua usukani, wewe utafanya nini? Utakipa kipi kipaumbele?
Inaonekana pesa ilikuja lakini haijafanya kazi ama ilipotea. Kama vile mzee wetu mmoja alisema waligula, pesa imekulwa ama imepotea ama implemented the right way.
You'll back it even as you continue.
You see, there is a lot of misappropriation of funds or allocation of funds in the wrong way. When you look at Langata today, in a budget participation, you need a public to come and attend so that they can give you their views and everything. But if you all the time push a certain allocation of the CDF to certain sectors, because I've seen Mheshimiwa in his advertisements, he has done a lot of advertisement for roads to show that this road has been done, this road has been done, but the allocation is not being done to the other sectors that also need this money. Then it shows that there must be some form of a particular target. In my administration, kwa watu wangu wa Langata, mimi, I'll make sure that I'll address the things that matter. Health is a main issue. Education is a main issue. How many public schools have been built in the last, or increased in terms of the last 5 to 10 years? I don't think there's many that has been done. So my administration will work to ensure that public participation ensures that the money goes to the right places. That is the main thing.
Okay, thank you. I'll stop you there.
Cliff, same question.
All right. So CDF or NGCDF, as it is called right now, based on the act that changed it, there are things that now it is the national government constituency development fund, right? So what we do with this money has some other roles which have been removed from it. First and foremost, when we talk about this money, we need to see that we have our healthcare system done. We can talk about hospitals or dispensaries, increasing them, but increasing buildings, not the medication that is there. So one is actually equip these particular dispensaries, equip these particular clinics or hospitals. Okay, so that is the first thing. Secondly, we don't have a very good library in Langata. So in terms of education, then we can increase that particular facilities. We can increase the books. We can increase the necessary in terms of computers and all in the schools that we're talking about. Then a matter of having 1 or 2 schools where there are less, like they have mentioned, one that is in high rise is just one, Joshua Loom. So we can have another school there. But then having a school without facilities then is useless. We can also have a school that at Lenana bordering Dagoretti. We can have that school equipped so that and expanded. We don't necessarily need to build another one there.
Okay,
yes.
And I'll stop you there.
Yes.
Honorable Korir, jumping over straight to you. Your competitors don't seem aware of what you've done with 411 million Kenya shillings. I can give you a chance briefly to
Thank you, Waiga.
explain.
In fact, my competitors don't seem to be aware of the role of CDF. It seems I have 2 functions, 2 roles today, to educate them and also sell my agenda. CDF has only 2 roles, Waiga: education and security. The other functions, they're talking about hospitals, they're talking about water, they're talking about markets. Using CDF, you can't. CDF has only 2 roles: education and security. In fact, it is well categorized in the CDF Act that the CDF, 6% of the CDF you use in administration of the CDF, 3% for monitoring and evaluation, 2% for sports, and not for any awards, for just organizing tournaments, buying kits. It is well established. Another 5% is for emergency. Between 25% and 35% of the CDF, you can use it on bursary. And the remaining 50% on projects. It is clearly indicated. You can't use CDF to do water unless you're doing water inside a school or a police station or a chief's office. Let me tell you, Waiga. In Langata constituency, my competitor, the first competitor, is not aware. We've built a new Langata Technical and Vocational College in Madaraka under these 5 years. The Madaraka Primary School was in pathetic condition. It is now a good school. In fact, the student intake has risen from 300 to almost 800. Kongoni the same, from 400 to almost 900. We've built a new secondary school.
Okay.
12-stream secondary school in Kongoni. Joshua Loom, they are talking about, Mheshimiwa Joshua Loom, initiated a school in high rise. He left it in class 3. I've completed it to class 8 and built an administration.
And I'll stop you there. I'll come back and hopefully we'll give you a chance to finish. You explain to them what you've done. But Suzan also needs to come in with that understanding, of course, of CDF and its role. Has it been well utilized in your view, and what would you do differently given a chance?
In my view, to some extent, it has been utilized compared to the other regimes. For those people who have lived in Langata, for those who, compared to the previous regimes, it has been utilized, but I believe we can do better. Personally, I am, when elected, as the incumbent has reiterated, the functions of CDF are to focus on security, development, and schools.
Education.
Education. So on education, on my manifesto, I have highlighted an idea. We have the current CBC in place, but most of the parents that have engaged with, everyone is saying CBC is good, but this CBC is costly. So I am able to come up with centers that I call CBC centers, not just, it is something that can be taken up maybe in every school, if not in every ward, then in every school, in which these centers are going to be equipped with all the necessary materials that are required to take a pupil through CBC swiftly. So in the process, we shall be creating employment and we shall be reducing the cost on the parents, because we will, in these centers, we intend to have all the printing machines, the photocopying machines, such that any pupil that attends a public primary school is able to go to this center and get all the necessary materials free of cost. So such funds in CDF can be allocated to such a project.
Naam.
And the national government, as we speak, doesn't have any solution pertaining to CBC and it being a burden to the parents. That is a solution that I offer.
Asante sana Suzan kwa kutuelezea agenda yako kuhusiana na masuala ya utumizi wa fedha za CDF. Tunapumzika tena kidogo, tutakaporejea tutakuwa tunapata kauli za mwisho kutoka kwa wagombeaji wa Langata. Endelea kuwa nasi.